So BP is one of these great staple companies for a portfolio, and oil and everything has been struggling lately. It has been a rough go, but things are going to change. Oil is going to be around for a very long time. We can talk about this EV stuff as long as we want. We can talk about solar. We can talk about wind. All you want. It's not going to change anytime in the immediate future. Europe is going green, whatever, faster than we are. We are going to follow in slow suit. And all we have to do is look at what happened with Workhorse and Oshkosh and the United States Postal Service. All we have to do is look at that Oshkosh deal and see that the partnership with the United States Postal Service is going to be 10% of their fleet is going to be replaced. Only 10% of their fleet is going to be replaced. So if the government's not leading the charge, then certainly consumers are not going to be switching to EV on a grand scale. It's just not going to happen until it becomes extremely affordable and extremely convenient. But I'm getting off topic. So, and one more thing on that. The two leaders of the world are going to be Europe and the United States. The rest of the world, I don't know where the EV is going to come from. We have to remember that for EVs to work, charging stations need to be out there. The infrastructure needs to be out there. I personally don't have a Tesla because I don't want to have, when I go on road trips and I enjoy driving, I don't want to have to go on the specific route to charge my car. It's inconvenient. I don't want to do it, so I don't have one. They're great for beep bopping around, but until other companies, we can talk about Lucid coming in, we can talk about Fisker coming in with their car. Tesla has the best infrastructure right now. Tesla will be the leader in selling cars in the United States just based on that. But oil is not going to be replaced. And by the way, yeah, well, whatever. I digress. So BP, let's look at a long-term chart. First thing I noticed, and this has been one of my, I think I've held this stock since 2014 or something. They pay a great dividend. They're a good company. Of course, they're on every corner in America. So first thing I notice is we have our high and we have our low, and that is our 50% roll stock. So we have a lot of this area, a lot of this overhang. And those of you who have been with me for a while, you know that this is a lot of resistance that we're going to have to deal with. So you can see that BP has tried to break out a couple times over the past year, and it has really struggled. So right now we're making a little charge that way. We are going to need a lot of buying volume and something, news, whatever, to get this thing through that resistance point of say $30 or a little bit less. Now let's zoom in and see what we're doing right now with it. So BP is beautifully running through the sweet spot right now. The red line is very far away from the yellow line, which is great. The further apart these two lines are, the better it is. We've had some great engulfing candlesticks. This was earlier this week. This was yesterday. This was today. Not the best. But if we can get more of these green engulfing candlesticks, you guys can keep buying. So yesterday would have been a definite buy. Probably today I would have bought it at some point because this thing was probably filled out like that. If we get something tomorrow or Monday, you can go in there and buy it. So BP is looking really good right now on a long-term chart. I am very pleased with that. And let's go see what they're doing on the day-to-day. So we had that little wick on there from today, this little tiny wick. And that is because we just ran right into this resistance of 25.90. It is wonderful that we are finally with BP over all of our moving averages. This was a long road to get over these moving averages. Let me zoom out 1 year and just show, I'll zoom out 18 months. Look how long we were under and just fighting and going through these moving averages, below all four for some time. And we finally this week got through all four major moving averages. So there is progress being made on BP, which is great. If you want to do something with this, what you're going to need, of course, is a green engulfing candlestick that breaks out over resistance and clears it and stays over. And ideally, we would get a few more days. Now, a new resistance line is going to be drawn somewhere up here. That's okay. There's always going to be new resistance lines. What I really like to see is over this past 5 or 6 days, we've had really good volume, even though today was a lot of profit taking with this red candlestick. Red volume bar. I always say that. I really like to see this good green volume, actually good anything volume over the past week. But even when you go back the last month, we are not very far, with the exception of a few days in here. where we're not touching our average daily volume each day. So that's really good. So people are paying attention to BP. The good thing about it is they are definitely a staple in a lot of people's portfolios and a lot of money managers' portfolios. Definitely one of the bigger companies out there when you compare it to, say, a Shell or a Chevron or anything like that, other gas stations. So why don't we head over to the daily chart and check her out. So because it's after market hours right now, I am going to just teach you guys of what, because the repetition is key. I know some of you have seen this, some of you have not. I want to show you guys a good day trade. And yesterday was a great example of a day trade going long. So what we look for going long is, this is our 100% area on our stochastic. And we'll say this is our 80% area on our stochastic. When we are going long, our sweet spot for a day trade, for an intraday trade, is within that 80 to 100% area, just like it was for this 5-hour period, with good green engulfing candlesticks. So we opened the morning, nice candlestick, followed that up with good consistent volume, engulfing green candlestick, and another one, and another tiny one, and another one where you could have added, and another one where you could have added. At this point is when we started to see, obviously, this little bit of a fall. Now, instead of panicking and seeing that we're in a little bit of a downward trend with a couple of our candlesticks, we do see that there's falling volume, but we have to go down and check out our stochastic. If we are still over 80%, then we're fine. As soon as we drop below 80% right here, that's when we need to get out of the position, take our profits, and get gone. It did pop back up, which is okay. This is the art of day trading. So if it does drop below, you get out. If it pops back over, go ahead and just buy back in. And if it hovers over that, in that 80% to 100 area, just stay in it. If you guys really want, this is when you could have really taken your profits off the table. Even though the stock didn't do a deep dive on you, our stochastic gives us the indication of how much volume is coming into the stock and what kind of volume it is buying or selling. So this is a good example of how to make a day trade long on BP. Today was actually a pretty decent one of going short on BP, even though their price finished up $1.15. But the great thing about day trading is we can go long and short in the same, depending on whatever the price is doing. So we had our stock price up here, and our candles just started to fall on us. We had a lot of selling volume in there. Now, when we're going short, we want to be between 20% and 0%. So just like when we're going long, we want to do 80 to 100. When we're short, we want to be between 0 and 80, with our stochastic trend line just staying in that, between that range of 0 to 20. So it did that for a short time, and then it popped up on us. But in that short time, look at this money you could have made. I mean, granted, it's BP and it was 40 cents a share, but this was a great setup of what the pattern that I want to teach you guys: engulfing candlesticks coming down, selling volume coming in, and being under 20% and between 20 and 0. So this would have been a great day trade. So not telling you, obviously we can't day trade it right now because the market is closed, and this video is you're not going to get this immediately. That is a great teaching thing. So when I do my videos like this that are not live, I really like to teach about how to do day trades, because that's the most important thing. So just a quick summary on this. When we go on our long-term chart, we're going to be adding on some engulfing candlesticks. We have a great sweet spot. Add on the next green engulfing candlestick, and you will be very happy with BP. Just remember that we are a 50% rule stock. And if you don't know what 50% rule is, go to the Trading 101 series and learn all about it on the Everything Money YouTube page. We hit resistance. That's why we pulled back a little bit today. Same thing on this daily chart. We need another engulfing candlestick to break out of resistance. And then, of course, day trading I taught you guys. So if you guys enjoyed this, I haven't plugged this in a while. Join the Mo's Muscles Patreon. It is the middle tier. You have full access to me. I'm talking in there all day. I'll talk about all of my day trades. I'll teach you guys how to day trade. You guys can ask me about your individual stocks. You can ask me about options. We talk about that often. It's just a great community of like-minded investors that want to learn how to trade. and we've all been doing well. I mean, I've talked to people that they joined 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they've already paid for their entire year of Patreon and my tier, which is $50 a month, $49 a month, and they're extremely happy. It's going very well. So if this resonates with you, hop in there, and you'll have full access to me, and we can talk trading all day. So you guys have a great day, and hopefully you'll go make some money. Peace.